Hello everyone, my name is Octoshark, but you can call me Finley. Today's character is a evil-ish bunny rabbit named Benny the Bunny. I say evil-ish because, well, when we first meet him, he doesn't really seem all that evil. But after slowly descending into madness, he ends up becoming the first season of this hypothetical show, which hopefully will be a real show someday, main villain. But of course, he's only, like I said, the main villain of the first season. Much like Gideon in Gravity Falls, if you've seen it. Most of you probably have. Maybe slightly more likable than Gideon. Not that anyone would, support his actions or anything, but, I don't want him to be unlikable. Because I do think he's cool. Kind of. I don't know. I mean, I like all my creations. Most of them. If, I had to devote enough time to developing them. So a bit of lore on Benny. Within the show. Well, it's not a show yet, but you know what I mean. So, where did this guy start? Well, he is a children's entertainer at a sort of Chuck E. Cheese, Freddy Fazbear's style restaurant that sells mainly burgers. And yeah, he just performs for children. Except he's a real person, bunny. Yeah, he's an anthropomorphic rabbit. Not like animatronic or a person in a suit or anything. I would imagine he has a reputation for children either loving him or being absolutely terrified of him. Because, look at him, depending how far along in the video I am. But, he's like a creepy clown. Well, this design is kind of based on him later on when he actually kind of shows his true self a bit. And thus so, when he's the children's entertainer that he is. I do have his debut episode already planned. It's a pretty early one in the hypothetical first season of the show as well. So the episode is about, if you've seen my previous videos, you'll know who Rose, Mr. Funzo, and Edwin are. They are the three main characters of this show. They live together as roommates. Rose was a human. She, ended up in the, this sort of, hell-like, universe. In a sort of place called Psycholand, where this is set. And also the name of the show. So, this episode is basically, it's Edwin's birthday, and Funzo has the perfect place for them to go. It was a place that he went to as a kid, and he loved so much. So he's like, oh, we could go there, Edwin, so you can experience the joy that I had. But while there, Edwin is not a fan. He does not seem to enjoy it. Whereas Funzo loves it. Or I guess he thinks he does. And Rose is, she's a little indifferent to it. She doesn't mind it, but she definitely isn't enjoying it the way that Funzo is. Well, because she's a teenager, she's kind of outgrown, this kind of stuff. Even when she was young, I don't know if she, found it that appealing. I can imagine her going to, a Chuck E. Cheese type of place and, finding it, kind of underwhelming, because it's not, creepy like Five Nights at Freddy's is. I think she would canonically be into that kind of thing. if, like, Finds of Freddy's is a thing in her universe. Like, yeah, I would like it to be. I probably won't be Finds of Freddy's, but it's, like, definitely inspired. But yeah, she would definitely play that game series. I have not. I should confess that right now. I still like it, even if I haven't played any games, but I mean, do you really have to to, like, enjoy something? I just like watching people play them on YouTube. But anyway, but Rose, she's like, it's fine, I guess. But then, like, something happens, I think. There's, like, a fight that breaks out with Edwin and Benny. And that's when Rose is like, this is kind of fun, actually. Yeah, she doesn't enjoy it until, like, chaos breaks loose. Which is pretty funny. But yeah, I guess spoilers. That's kind of how the episode ends. Like, I've been comparing it to that scene in the movie Elf, if you guys have seen it, where, like, Will Ferrell fights with the mall Santa. The fake Santa. That's really the best way I compare it to, because, they're fighting, there's, like, children watching, and they're all terrified. And, they're just, like, beating the crap out of each other. Well, I guess Will Ferrell doesn't really fight him, but, But Edwin does, though, and Benny, like, they just fight each other. Beating the absolute crap out of each other. It's pretty funny. And then the place gets wrecked. And, then, Benny kind of loses his business, because, like, the place gets destroyed, but then there's a whole lawsuit, and, so he basically loses his business, his family business, I should add. It was his father's before him. He was, the first Benny the Bunny. Or I shouldn't say the first, he might have had, like, a grandfather that was also Benny the Bunny. But it's a family business, this Benny is technically Benny the Bunny Jr., or Benedict Cottontail Jr. is his real name. And so his father is, Benedict Cottontail Sr. And his father before him, maybe. I don't know. I haven't planned it that far. But... And I guess that's part of why, like, Benny just became so crazy, is, like, kind of being forced to, like, take care of the family business, kind of live up to what his father wants for him. And, so, like, the whole place getting destroyed, like, he's like, I've disappointed my father, and, so now he wants revenge against, the trio. Edwin, especially. I mean, Edwin's really the only one that did, damage to it. The others kind of just sat and watched. Like, except they didn't do anything, I guess, then he would be mad at them too. So, yeah. That's where Benny's villain arc kind of begins, is, like, plotting revenge, and just kind of descending into madness. And so, well, that's the lore of Benny within the show, but outside of that, the inspiration and everything for him was, like I've said in previous ones, the inspiration for the characters comes from unintentionally terrifying children's characters from shows in the past. So, Benny's inspiration, and I honestly can't believe this was considered a kid's show, because you really look into it and it shouldn't be for kids, and yet it was, kind of. Most of you probably have heard of it, because there was a relatively small fandom of it in the past. And I didn't even hear about it until, like, much later, but It was called Popee the Performer. It was a 3D animated Japanese cartoon in like the early 2000s. And yes, it was real. You can actually watch the show on YouTube, and that's what I did. They were just like these short episodes. There was no dialogue. It was just Popee himself. He was like this rabbit boy. Well, he was just like a guy in a rabbit costume. I didn't even think he was a boy. It was like, you know. Yeah, gender's not really confirmed, but there's Popee, and then like his assistant was a wolf with a mask, and the mask would like change expressions. It was kind of cool, actually. Cool concept for a character. Benny has that too. His assistant is named Kiki. She's a chinchilla that wears a mask with like a smiley face on it. Mainly to hide her feelings. I don't know why that was hard to get out, but yeah. Cause, well, she hates working with Benny, and, cause Benny's, like, mean to her, and, she's, like, scared all the time, so I think Benny kind of forces her to wear the mask so that, you know, she's, like, you know, happy, or that she appears happy, but, you know, underneath she's, like, crying. It doesn't change expressions like the Wolfie guy does. Keita Mano, I think is his name. I hope I'm saying that right. It's in Japanese. So, yeah. That's also where Kiki comes from. Is like that type of name. Yeah. Kiki's also a chinchilla. Because I like chinchillas a lot. They're very cute. They're like giant hamsters, basically. Or like giant mice. I don't know. I guess closer to like hamsters. Or like, I don't know, maybe like a mouse. But if they were like big. And like way more fluffy. They're quite cute. Look them up. Or look at videos. Because they are adorable. There was a Bob's Burgers episode where they were pet sitting a chinchilla. The chinchilla was like the class pet, and they had to like look after it, and then they ended up losing it. It's quite funny. But yeah, chinchillas are cute. So, I was like, why not make a chinchilla character? And, I wonder what else there was to say. Oh yeah, I have actually an animatic planned with, that involves Benny, and the 3 characters as well. An animatic based on the episode that I mentioned, with, audio from the Golden Girls. I just found it somehow, like, just on YouTube. I was like, oh, this is hilarious, so, and when I find hilarious audios, I'm like, I gotta animate these, so, yeah. I think my parents will like it, because, I mean, they've watched the Golden Girls for, like, since forever. Since I've been alive, and maybe before that. So, I think chances are good that they'll recognize the audio. Well, they're not really familiar with, like, the last season, because the last season was, like, not very good. But this is early enough in the show, I think chances are they'll know it. But actually, the audio in question, I won't really describe it too much because I want to keep this video short, but also, you know, I don't want to give too much away because I think the animatic will be a lot better if you just go in blind. But let's just say it inspired the episode I mentioned previously that I have planned and everything. I was like, oh, this is good. I think that this would actually like happen in the show. Yeah. I'm excited for it. I'm working on it right now, and I'm excited to finish it, and I'm quite proud of it so far. So, if you want to see that animatic, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, etc., and I'll see you next time.